Hey YouTube. I almost woke her up. Okay, we're gonna have to be a little quiet. Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you guys my breastfeeding must-haves. So I just want to start this video by saying the only things that you need really absolutely is you and your baby. But these things are of course what, you know, I would consider must-have in terms of just like helping you and making it a lot easier and smoother for you to breastfeed. Second thing is, if you are new to just doing research into breastfeeding, or you don't breastfeed and you're just watching this video for whatever reason, a lot of the stuff you might hear might come off as a little weird or shocking, but that's just the beauty of it. So getting right into it, the first thing that you will need that will help you tremendously are nursing bras. So nursing bras are different from regular bras because there are like clips here and here that I can show you actually. So that's what they look like, and basically you can unclip and then like this part will fold down and then you can breastfeed. So this is actually right here is the next thing, is what I'm going to explain, but that's what a nursing bra is. It makes it super easy, especially if you're like outdoors, because you don't need to like get all undressed and take your bra off. You can simply, especially if you get like a shirt like this, you can pull this down, unclip this and feed your baby. Yeah, the next thing is what you just saw in my bra, which is a nursing pad. So I actually have them. So I use two different types of nursing pads. These are disposable ones and these are reusable ones. They're both great and they both have their pros and cons. These are obviously more economical and environmentally friendly. These are definitely more convenient and in my opinion also more sanitary and just work better. I use both of them, but if I had to choose one, it would be these. So, you know, do your own research. I know some people love these more. Personally, I don't, but yeah. The next thing is nipple cream, which this is the one that I use. It's the Mother Love brand nipple cream. I'm gonna leave all of this linked below actually, just in case you are going to be breastfeeding or you are breastfeeding and you want to get some of these things. So this is a lifesaver in the beginning. So when you are in the hospital, I would bring this when you go to give birth if you plan on breastfeeding. This is amazing because in the beginning of breastfeeding, your nipples basically like are in so much pain. They crack, they bleed, I don't know, I've heard horror stories about it. Luckily for me it wasn't like the worst, but they did crack and like almost peel a little, which I know TMI, but like I said, it's what happens. So especially if you are a first-time mom and this is your first time breastfeeding and you know you've never experienced this before, it might kind of scare you. So get this. It's basically like moisturizer for your nipples, but it's safe. So like if you were to put it on and then breastfeed your baby right after, it would be safe for them to ingest. I will just say, since you want it to do like its best work, put it on right after your baby is done nursing. That's going to be when your boobs are the most like sore and in pain, and then you're going to be able to put like a lot of this on and have it really like penetrate into your skin, into your nipples, and moisturize it while your baby isn't eating. So the next thing is an electric breast pump. So electric breast pumps can get very expensive or pricey, I guess. They're not like too expensive. There are more affordable ones and you can rent them and your insurance can give you them for free. So I just chose to well, I didn't buy it, I got it as a gift, but the breast pump was really difficult to get through insurance for me, and it was only like certain ones. So I just decided like to basically like ask for it or register for it, and I got it as a gift from my sister, and it is like probably the thing that I use the most aside from like diapers. Seriously, it is amazing. So I have the Spectra S1. It is more pricey than other breast pumps. However, it is 100% worth it. So the reason that I say a breast pump is important, especially in the beginning, is because when you go home with your baby and your milk comes in around maybe day 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on whatever it is for you, your boobs are going to be incredibly engorged and it's going to be painful. And I think a lot of people don't realize that breastfeeding is very painful when your boobs are filled with milk. You need to relieve that pressure. So the breast pump is going to help you do that, and secondly, it's going to also help you build up your supply. So if you have a fear like I did of not producing enough milk, pumping milk from the start will basically trick your body into producing more milk. So breast milk is on a supply and demand like regimen. So the more that your baby eats, the more you pump milk, is the more that your boobs are going to produce milk. So the way that you can think about it is every time your boobs are empty, your body's like, oh shoot, gotta make milk. So if you continuously empty your breast, empty your breast, empty your breast, your body's going to continuously make more and more milk. So if you do this from the start, before you lose any of that supply, when your milk comes in, you are going to basically set yourself up for success. So now I personally have that problem where I am an overproducer. I produce too much milk, and I would rather have that problem. It is a good problem to have. I built up a freezer stash just in case if I get sick one day, or I need to take some medicine, or I just lose my milk supply, because that is something that happens. Also, when you get your period, during your period, you will see a drop in breast milk. So having a freezer stash is amazing. So personally, it's a good problem to have, in my opinion. So yeah, I would say try to get one from your insurance. You can also like get a better one from your insurance and pay like a small difference to get like an upgrade for it. But I 100% recommend the Spectra S1. The Spectra S2 is great as well. The Medela Pump and Go, Pump and Style, Pump and something is probably great. Yeah. So the next thing similar is a Haka or Haka. I'm pretty sure it's called the Haka breast pump. So this is not your typical electric pump or manual pump. This is more like a suction. So this is so weird, but when you are feeding your baby, let's say on your right side, what you do is you take the Haka and you put it on your left side. So when you are feeding your baby, your letdown will be stimulated, which means that it's not just like one boob that starts, like because your baby is feeding on this boob, that like you're only going to lactate from this side. Your milk will start leaking on this side as well. So you don't want to waste that milk that's leaking. So what you do is you attach the Haka on the opposite breast that you are breastfeeding from, and it will catch your letdown, and it basically like suctions onto your boob, and then you will collect milk through there. So I have collected so much milk through this. Like, you would think that it wouldn't do as much as it does and get as much milk, but because of that suction, it's like a constant flow of milk that is collecting. So when I know, like especially in the morning when I wake up and my boobs are really full, and I know that she's going to be eating on one side and that's going to be like enough for her, she's not going to want to eat more on the other side, I will use this, and I will get like 4 ounces of milk just by, you know, suctioning it on when she is eating. So I 100% recommend it, and it's very, very affordable for, you know, a pump type of thing. A manual pump is even more expensive, and you can look into a manual pump too. A manual pump is definitely great if you're on the go and you know that you're going to be out for like a significant amount of time, that your milk your boobs will be full of milk. Then I would recommend getting a manual pump. But if you know that, you know, it's something that you're probably not going to use too often, then I wouldn't worry about a manual pump. The next thing is, if you do plan to pump and store your milk, getting like milk storage bags and milk storage containers. So I recommend getting milk storage containers because I personally store all my milk in 6-ounce Lansano bags, which means if I were to pump and get 4 ounces, I won't freeze that right away. I will put it in a container, and the next time I pump, if I get, you know, 2 ounces, I will mix those. Before you mix them, you want to make sure that they're both like in the refrigerator and at the same temperature. So you mix them, and then I will put that into a 6-ounce bag and freeze it. So that is why I love it. I can also directly, so the ones that I have, I'll link down as well. If you have a Spectra or you plan on getting a Spectra pump, this is like compatible, so you can pump directly into it. You don't need to worry about like cleaning a ton of containers and moving, like pouring milk into a new container just to store it. You can pump directly into the container and put the container directly into the fridge. So it's amazing. It's the Avent one, and you can also, if you decide to do this, get Avent bottles, and the bottle like top will fit the container. So let's say now you have the milk in the container and it's in the fridge, and you want to feed your baby that milk, you can just use that milk, put the Avent like nipple on it, heat it up, and give it right to your baby out of the container. So it's just one container to pump, to feed, to store, everything, and it's amazing. So that is another thing. Let me see. Oh yeah, also the Lansano freezer bag. So if you plan on having like a stash of milk in the freezer, you can get Lansano freezer bags. Target makes a brand, Walmart makes a brand, Medela makes a brand. They're super easy. I'm pretty sure like they're all the same thing. I've just been using the Lansano ones. I get them on Amazon, and it's amazing. I've never had any problems with like leaking or anything like that. So that is another thing that you can get. So honestly, I think that those are the only must-haves that you absolutely, you know, need or should look into. I think those are the basic things to breastfeeding, or if you want to exclusively pump or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it all. I'm like thinking just to make sure. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, I know that this is not a video that my like audience or people who watching me may be interested in, because not all of them have babies, not all of them breastfeed, not all of them can relate to it. But if you do find this helpful, I'm glad. So I'm gonna leave the links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.